Okay, come on.
Welcome to the show, guys. How you doing, Spencer?
I'm all right.
All right, hello, Tom.
Yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Right, let's get on with it. Right,
I'm well, thanks.
okay. Pitbull Cruz destroys Rolly Romero to win the WBA 140-pound title. Good performances.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you
Rolly
enjoy it?
was about to get knocked out in the first round, but
I think he was really exposed here, and he always had a questionable defense. He's a strong guy, but I think they brought him along too quick, and this could actually ruin his career.
Cruz could take a punch.
Yeah, yeah, and he was a better fighter. He was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
better.
He was the better fighter, more aggressive. He definitely was controlling the ring and how the fight was dictating the pace of the fight. But Rolly, his path, he was leaning on his power, his little bit of power that he had. I mean, he won the title questionable. So
Yeah, he's only had 13 fights or so, right? And I mean,
yeah,
Isaac was a lot more experienced.
yeah.
So
And he go to distance with Tank.
say that again.
Then he go to distance with Tank.
No, Tank knocked him out.
But it was in the later rounds.
Yeah,
No,
it
I'm
was.
talking about Cruz.
Oh, Cruz. Yeah, I don't remember. I know they fought, and I
I
know.
know, I know, I know he knocked out Rolly. I was talking about Pitbull.
Oh, okay.
Um, because that was the fight he had just before Rolly was the Pitbull
Right,
fight.
right. And let's see. Oh God, Tank Davis. I could tell you right away. I'm right here.
I kind of remember it a little bit because people didn't really know Pitbull at the time, and they was like, "Oh, Tank couldn't knock out Pitbull," and he was, how they want to.
What's
Some
Tank's
guys,
first name? What's his first name?
Isaac.
Javante.
Okay.
Isaac Cruz, isn't it?
No, he said Tank's name.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. So that's not the right guy. Boy, there's two of them.
Yeah.
It's to who?
Devontae Davis.
No, they're wrong.
Javante.
Yeah,
Gervonta.
that's right. Javante, right.
Or Javante.
I'm so used to calling him Tank, There he is. Okay. Well, I can't really pull him up here, but I think it was very competitive, but I don't know if he knocked him out or if he
No, I think it went the distance.
yeah, I think so, if I recall correctly. That's true. So anyway, it doesn't matter either way. He beat him. So
I wonder if they're gonna what type of setup they're gonna set Cruz up for. I mean, they could try to do a Tank rematch at 140. Um,
Yeah,
he
I don't.
gotta sit back. I mean, he could be on pace to fight the winner of Haney and Garcia.
yeah, he could also fight Cordina, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Cordina, I thought Cordina at 135.
No, he's 140 now.
Oh yeah, then he could fight him, but that was for a title, so I was thinking about other titleists.
Right.
Um, you got is Matthias? Matthias still an IBF champ, right?
Lucas Mathias. I think he's still active, yeah. But let me check his record.
And I thought it was Subriel. I thought his first name was Subriel, but
That
and then
140, the 140-pound division is not that great at the minute, is it really?
I mean, you have Lopez there. You have
you
Matthias. You have Haney.
Devin Haney, yeah.
Ryan Garcia.
Barroso, the interim champion.
Yeah, so And
That was
Barroso was probably the one that should have, like, he was supposed to beat Rolly, or they rather they stopped it kind of questionably.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. And that, yeah, I thought that was too soon myself. He still had his faculties.
Yeah, so Rolly got a gift when he got the title, but
I think Matthias
yeah,
and Lopez they're the two most dangerous punchers there. Haney's not a severe puncher.
I think Matthias might be aligned with them, like he might be promoter friendly with Cruz, so that
Hmm.
might be an easy fight to make.
Could be, yeah. But I would go with Matthias in that fight. I think he would.
Yeah,
no. Lucas Mathias is retired.
No, Subriel Matthias.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Gabriel.
Matisse and say what are you on about?
Who is Lucas Matthias? You mean Matisse?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. No, this is Matthias.
yeah. I was thinking of what you're talking about him.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah. We talking about the IBF 140-pound guy.
Okay. Right. Let's move on to Tim Tyzsu loses his WBO belt and the chance to be the WBC champion to Fundora, which was a shock, a bit of a shock.
You know, not so much of a shock. Go ahead, Talk. Take that.
I was gonna say it's not really a shock. Fundora got the dimensions and the capability to beat anybody in that division if he fights
Yeah,
to
he
his
does.
to his
But
to his strengths. And that's kind of what he did in that fight.
I get the feeling with Tim Tyzsu, he just lacks that experience at this kind of level. They rushed him too quickly to that belt. They really did rush him too quickly for that belt.
I mean, he was beating some good, decent guys along the
Oh
way.
yeah,
So
but I just feel like he could have had a bit more incremental steps. I think he got there a bit too quickly.
I'm going to agree with you, Nathan, because when I watched his other fights, he would eat straight right hands, and being that Fundora is so tall, he was punching straight down.
Yeah.
But they've offered him a rematch, and he did have a handicap.
You know what? Fundora is too big for that weight. How he makes the 154 limit, I'll never know. Don't know how he makes it. Being so tall.
well, he made history that night by him and his
world champion.
huh?
How did he make history?
Because him and his sister is the first brother and sister world champions to be holding the belt at the same time.
Wow, that
What
is
weight is
Okay.
his sister?
I think she's like a I want to say a featherweight.
Is she a tall giant as well?
She's slim, but no, she's not in her division. She's not what he is in his division. No way. She's not like towering over everybody. No.
Yeah. Well, when I watch him fight, I'm looking at a guy that's probably taller than bloody Alexander Usyk. It's
He
ridiculous.
like six. He like six. He looks 6'6".
6'5", they say. Well, it's ridiculous.
Well, six. Yeah, that's kind of crazy for him to be. I mean, Tommy Hearn. I mean, for him to make the weight, like he ain't got no meat on his bones. Or
Thomas Hearns, when he was a middleweight, he looked like a cruiserweight or a heavyweight or a small heavyweight, even when he was a middleweight. What is he, 6'4", 6'5", Hearns?
who's Hearns? I think he was what 6'1".
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he looked bigger than that. He looked bigger than that.
Because of course a lot of the people that he was fighting was like 3 or 4 inches shorter than him.
Yeah, 5'4" or something. Right. I think Tim Tyzsu should go a rematch because I believe he could win the rematch, or at least he could.
I mean,
go.
yo, if the promoter and all of them what they saying on what I see on social media is the truth, I mean, kudos to them because they was like, we don't got no written contract for no rematch, but we told them we was gonna give them a rematch. We ain't get around to signing a rematch clause, but hey, we told them that it was, and we ain't, we want to be a man of our word, so we'll see a
This is
rematch
not a good
hopefully.
way to start your reign as a world champion. Losing your first defense, it doesn't look good. losing to a guy like Fundora doesn't look good either. Fundora's a good fighter, but it's a fight he should have won. And I'm sure.
Yes, but Sebastian Fundora was undefeated until that last fight when he got caught.
Season, yeah.
And he was winning the fight that he got knocked out in.
Yeah. I do believe if Tim Tyzsu has a few more fights before he has another world title, next time out he will win a world title and he'll keep it longer. I believe once he has the right fights.
I agree, because he's relied too much on his punching power and not enough on his defense.
But if you look at his career, like we've seen other people like Sugar Ray Leonard won a world title, he didn't keep it long the first time, did he? But he sure as hell won it back,
But see, with Tyzsu, I'm gonna give him another benefit of the doubt. He was in line to fight Keith Thurman he was prepping for Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman and Fundora was totally different fighters. So Fundora was like a late replacement, and he had to get it might be hard to mimic what Fundora was going to give you in the sparring.
Is a better fighter for a start. Keith Thurman is a better fighter.
Yeah, but you could get somebody. You could get somebody that's a similar style of Keith Thurman in the gym, especially if you had time to prepare. You was preparing for Keith Thurman, so your sparring partners and everybody else was going to be mirroring what Keith Thurman might do.
Do you know what people should do in this situation is just reschedule the fight. Don't fight. Don't defend the title. Just reschedule.
It was PBC's first Amazon Prime fight. They wasn't going to do that.
I know.
That's right.
The show had to go on.
Oh, wait a second. So let me add this. His sister's a flyweight.
Okay.
Flyweight. Okay.
Right. Let's move on. Pulev beat Shevardnadze for the WBA international title. This was Shevardnadze was a sub for Char. Char was meant to be defending the WBA belt that night. So this was the international. After the fight, I watched the whole fight. Pulev.
You didn't fall asleep?
Sorry?
I said you didn't fall asleep?
No, I didn't know, but it was a shit fight. I watched it. It was crap. I watched all of it for the purpose of the show.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
Every round was rubbish. It was the same. Pulev's an old man now. He didn't look in great shape. After the fight, Char walked in the ring and said, the fight is still on, so the fight's going to happen. And based on that performance, Char would get absolutely destroyed. He's ridiculous. What do you think, guys?
I saw the fight. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. It was
good performance.
Well, you asked me what I think. Let me tell you what I think, okay?
Yeah, okay. Go on then.
Okay. So I thought it was competitive like the second, third, fourth, and fifth round. And then Saraswatski, or whatever his name is, started to lose. He started to wind down. He'd only been 8 rounds before, and that was it. So he started to tire. But what won that fight was Pulev's jab. He was a better boxer, but the other guy was really strong and a strong fighter, and wasn't bad. I mean, he could give some guys some trouble. I like to see him train and fight somebody else after this, because I think he's got a lot of power. He was very strong. He could push him off with one hand.
Yeah. That I kept saying that too. That like Pulev better watch out, because this dude looked like he got some pop in his punch. I mean it wasn't the most exciting fight, especially towards the end when Homeboy started to tire. And there was a lot of grabbing and doing the usual stuff. Pulev stayed with the jab and he did what he was supposed to do to win. He lives to fight another day, and if it's Char, then he should be able to beat Char with no problem.
I think so.
Yeah, Char is a terrible fighter who was put in a very lucky position in his career. Right, let's move on. The next thing is Valdez KOs Wilson in a war.
I didn't see this fight, but I can't. That's it.
I saw it. I'll give you a little wrap up on it. It was a very good fight. So what basically happened here? We're talking about Wardley versus Clarke, right?
No, we're
I
talking
thought he said Valdez.
Oh, he
Sorry.
skipped
Oh, yes.
Valdez. Hold
Oh,
on.
no. Stop. Let me start again. Sorry, I've gone to the wrong bit. Wardley against Clarke. Yeah, for the British heavyweight title.
Okay.
Who saw this fight? I watched it. It was very competitive.
I saw it. It was a back and forth fight. I think Wardley is better all around, but he got rocked a few times, and they were landing. I think in the earlier part of the fight, Wardley pulled ahead, but then as he started to slow down, Clarke, who was pretty strong, and he got knocked down once, didn't he, Clarke, and got up, but he managed to storm back with his power. And by the end of the fight, Wardley was, falling around the ring in the last round. So it was close. They should have a rematch.
How does one guy get knocked down and it's a draw?
Well, I mean, Marquez got knocked down in the first fight in the first round 3 times by Pacquiao, and he came back, and I thought he won the fight, and that was a draw. That's a big thing to carry.
No. I'm just saying, like with the scoring, with when it's more than one knockdown, you could balance out the rounds. But when it's only one knockdown, like 7-5, like if one person maybe. I was just trying to figure out the scoring because
I didn't see the cards. Anyway, go ahead.
that's just the math in me.
For me,
Yeah.
right, for me, I thought Fabio Wardley won the fight. No way was that fight a draw. Because in round 5, Wardley knocked him down. Then in round 7, or I think it was round 8, Clarke was deducted a point. Then he was deducted another point before, a couple of rounds before that. So for me,
So that's 3. That means he was down 3 points. So if that's the case, 3 points, then that means Clarke would have had to win. That means Clarke would have had to win what?
Yeah.
8 rounds to 4?
Rounds, yeah. If those points are not happening. The problem is, right, this was only Clarke's 8th pro fight. That's pretty good. But obviously, with all that amateur experience, it was impressive. Don't get me wrong, but remember, Fabio Wardley had no amateur career until he had 4 amateur fights on the circuit. So for me, neither guy is going to be a world champion. Neither guy is going to win a world title. Fabio Wardley may go on and win a European belt or possibly get a world title in that. But I think Clarke has reached his ceiling as a fighter, as a pro fighter. I don't think he's going to get much better.
So he can't even be European level.
I'd say that Clarke could probably win a European title, but that's it. No further than that. He's like, how can I put it? He's like the modern Audley Harrison, but with a better chin. Does that make sense? He's better than Audley Harrison. Better. He's been some good
I got
I just don't think he has. I think he's turned pro too late. That's the problem. Just too late. He's no Joe Joyce. He hasn't got the power of a Joe Joyce. He hasn't got the chin of a Joe Joyce. Nor the skill level. And he's even slower than Joe Joyce. He came to the ring at 270 pounds, 265 pounds or something. He's a big guy, but he came in shape, but he just doesn't have the pop for me to be a top heavyweight. Whereas Wardley has more. The thing about Wardley is he's tougher. He's got more determination. And I believe with that hard work and determination, he can go on to that next level of European and a little bit higher. But he needs to get better footwork and learn and get some better defensive skills. So he may have to change his coach or go to someone like a Buddy Murray, someone that's going to teach him it properly,
Yep.
So next for him, they're talking about having a rematch. So I think he should skip the rematch, vacate the belt, and move on to the European level. Because what does he have to gain from fighting a guy in a rematch who's 8-0? Nothing. What do you think?
I mean,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I mean, European belt. If the contender's a better name to get them more money, then sure, go for it.
I was thinking today. Eddie Hearn is needs a new crop of heavyweights.
They're not Eddie Hearn's heavyweights anymore. They're not Eddie Hearn's. This was.
I know, but he's the guy I think that could make these fighters some money. You know, these newer guys like Wardley, who's a scrapper, and this
Wardley was fighting under him. Wardley was fighting him some time ago.
But you know, I think they're good for entertainment. I don't see either one of them, you know, beating a guy like Anthony Joshua or any of the guys at the top like that. But they could be competitive and make money, and that's the main thing.
Both guys beat Manuel Char. That's all. That's what I'll say.
Well, Manuel Char seems to get injured in all the important fights he's supposed to fight.
Funny that, yeah. Right, so we'll move on to the next thing. Valdez KOs Wilson in a war. What do you guys think of this?
Well, did you see it?
Nah, this is the fight I didn't see. This is the one I said I didn't see.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, it was classic Oscar Valdez, and the guy he fought put up a good fight, but eventually Valdez caught up to him. But they were going back and forth, back and forth. Valdez was faster. And, you know, I think it was an accumulation of punches. And then when he got him hurt, he just took him out. He was a good finisher. Valdez is a good finisher if he gets you hurt.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. But I don't know if he could climb back up to the top and win against Navarrete again. He took a pretty good beating in that fight.
Yeah, he got some demons he's gonna have to exercise in order to beat him.
Yeah, he definitely will. What do you think, Nathan? You didn't see it?
Didn't see it. I have an opinion. I think Valdez is a good fighter. He's world class, but he may win a title again at some point, a vacant belt, but nothing more than that.
Okay, well, he's got some good people up there to match with. Do you want to move on?
Yeah. Did anybody watch Zerdo beat Galamarian to win the WBA Cruiserweight title?
I did. Did you, Spencer?
I seen highlights. Zerdo is. Well, go ahead, Tom. Let you go.
Go for it. Go.
I mean, I want to I'm not sure if he's ready for Apataya.
Do we think anybody is ready for Apataya?
Yeah. But Apataya did fight a pushover before, so you know he had a nice scrap against Breda. So I would like to see. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't think he's ready for it next. Zerdo should fight another person, maybe defend the belt once or twice before trying to take on Apataya.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Think he looked comfortable at the weight?
Yeah, he did. He boxed well. Good defense. He got clipped a few times, you know, but he has a good chin actually. But there are some guys he can match with there. There's like McCallion, who's the WBC champion, and then you have Billiam Smith, the WBO. That would be a good one for him.
Yeah, that would be a nice one. Zerdo versus PBS. That'd be a nice one.
From what I saw, I think Zerdo isn't now at the right weight because obviously at super middleweight he was too big. He was too big for light heavyweight, and I think now he's fighting at his natural sort of weight. I think he's going to get better. I don't believe Apataya is this unstoppable monster that everybody makes him out to because he's not. We've seen him against Bredis. He won the fight, but he's not unstoppable. I believe that Zerdo's good enough to beat if he on the Apataya is good, but he doesn't have the skills of Zerdo, in my opinion. No, he doesn't. He's just got that power. Because he's got that power, people are running scared of him.
He's got skills. He can box.
He has, but he's not. There's not like he's miles better than the other elite guys.
No. But he's been dealing with the people in and around that weight more so than Zerdo. You just want to see him get a little bit more comfortable at the weight. That's all. I mean, I think that he looks good, but
then we saw Apataya fight two guys who are barely British level. And they
that's what I said. There, you can't really go off of those
Well, you
fights
can't.
because they was
So he's only had one good win in his career, really. That was it. That was against British. That's it. The rest, you can't. People are basing his career just based off that British fight. I want to see him in there with another top guy. Once he fights British, I want to see if he can do it again. I'm not saying he can't. He probably will, but it's just doing it consistently. Since those two fights, he's only in the last year and a half. He's only fought 2 bums. You know, we have to be a bit honest about it. You know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get you. Like, we don't want to overhype the dude because of one victory that he got his jaw broken in. So, like I get that, but like he looked good in that fight, and
He
Breedis
did.
was at that time was the best cruiserweight in the division. So
Yeah.
he kind of like the same the same kind of way that once Tyson Fury took over Vladimir Klitschko,
Yeah.
everybody was
Right.
looking at Fury as the man then,
If he does, I don't think he's up to going to be in this division for too many more years. You know, once he's
No.
solidified, away from he's got too much power for this division. That's the
I
problem.
mean, Zerto could fight the old guards like Badu or
Yeah.
Kovalev, get some
I don't
money at
think
those fights.
Zerdo will be at cruiserweight long. He'll probably go up to the bridgerweight soon, within a year or so.
Yeah, yeah, he could fight at Bridgerweight
Because now
or whatever
cruiserweight
that.
have more champions, right? Because Lawrence Okolie is fighting Rosinsky for the WBC belt, and the WBA now have a bridgerweight belt, I believe.
Yeah, IBF and WBO going to follow soon.
Yeah, very soon. Anyway, let's get on with the next thing, which is the next thing.
Yeah, we gotta hurry
Lara,
up because my
Lara
headphones
beat.
is dying.
All right, plug it in.
I can't plug them in.
All right, Laura, he looks good for 40 years old. He took that guy out fast.
Yeah.
Laura been sneakily been getting rid of these little overmatched opponents. He don't like he been knocking out his latest victims. I guess he ain't trying to run around the ring. He too old for that.
Yeah, let me get out of here fast, right?
Yeah, like these dudes ain't on my level. I know how to fight them. So
he should have won a couple of decisions, that were not gone his way, right? So
yeah. I mean, we got that, and even the fights like he took on all of them guards at 154. He fought everybody. So Laura definitely gets props. Some of the calls like he should have got his way. I think was it Paul Williams that he
yeah,
should have
that was a good decision. Yeah.
and Canelo. We know the Canelo fight he should have won, but
Yep.
So,
but anyway,
we'll move on to the next thing.
what y'all think Laura should do next?
Yep.
I think he should have a fight with Eubank next. That's what I think he should do. Make some more easy money.
Yeah, but will you ain't want to bank?
Yeah,
Laura.
He'd destroy it. He would take him apart. What do you think?
I can see. I mean, listen, let him fight Janabek.
That would
Well,
be a good
why
fight.
not? Yeah.
Janabek got 2 belts, right?
All right. So Senicia Estrada became undisputed minimum weight champion.
What? I've never heard of him before.
You got to see her fight. She's really good.
She's a chick. She's a chick. I didn't see the fight. Nah, but she's a chick. Isn't that the one when they was like beefing in the post fight? I mean, in the the pre-fight stuff. They was other girl pushed her out on stage and something on the weigh-in.
Yeah.
I think they had some little drama on the weigh-in of the fight. I didn't see that fight though. Yeah, homegirl. I mean, I'm seeing her highlights and all of that. So I think she is ringing bells. It's kind of hard to keep up with all of those chicks down in the lower weight classes.
Sure is, yeah.
Because one minute somebody's good, the next minute they'll take a loss And well,
Yeah.
Right,
what happened to Breakers, Rockets?
let's move on to Wilder versus Zhang. They're talking about making Wilder versus Zhang in Saudi Arabia. Based on performances, I'd have to pick Zhang on split decision.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, based off that last performance, but hopefully, while and it's kind of crazy because Zhang is a southpaw, so he would be he Wilder's power punch is ripe for southpaws. That straight right hand is what is like the southpaw's kryptonite. So,
Yeah,
um, Wilder, if he's able to do that, then we all know what the deal is. Wilder needs to punch. If he can't, then he might get dropped. And Zane got
Hello?
he ain't as tentative as Parker.
Nope. Especially early. It's
Yeah,
Zhang is so slow but effective. Wilder has power but is too scared to use it now. It's like whoever lands first will win. Based on what Wilder, you can't count him out of it. Obviously, Zhang hasn't got the best chin in the world, but he's got a good chin. I
yeah,
think Wilder will just get tired. He's going to have to box smart. If he boxes to the way he can box, he should win. It should be just about enough to win. Hello? Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, he's back. He's back. Okay.
yeah, go ahead. I heard what you said.
Yeah. So I just think we're Zhang on split decision. It'll be a very dull fight. Both guys will run out of gas by the 6th or 7th round, and just be scrappy.
I don't know if Wilder will run out of gas per se, but
Zhang will. Zhang will.
Zane might. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know if Wilder will run out of gas.
If he does, by the 6th or 7th round, if he runs out of gas, Wilder will take him out. That's the only way I
Yeah,
can see him losing.
yeah.
To be honest.
So what
Wilder.
do you guys think of Hergovich versus Dubois? Who would win that?
Hergovich,
I
comfortable.
think Hergovich, but Dubois, I don't know, man. He's let me not say anything about Dubois because he's
Doesn't have a good
sneakily
gas tank.
surprising people. Nah,
His
he
gas,
don't have a good gas tank. He don't have a good gas tank.
he hasn't. Hergovich has a good. Hergovich can take punishment. Hergovich can play it on you. He'll finish him off. I just think Dubois. The problem with Dubois, as I've always said, his career got rushed far too quickly for fights he's not ready for. He
But I
wasn't ready
mean,
for, really at 25.
he wasn't ready for Joyce, but he was competitive until he got his eye socket broken.
Well, I commend him for what he's done.
He withstood a couple of ACL tears, or was it Achilles tears?
Achilles.
Yeah, it's Achilles.
Achilles. And still fought on. Like he's durable enough. Yeah, he dropped Usyk with a body shot that he could have won. That he could have won the fight in.
He should have won the fight.
Yeah, Dubois hasn't peaked yet. Obviously, once he gets to his peak, he will be a very good fighter. But he's still learning.
Yeah.
After the Miller fight, they should have stepped him down, kept him at that kind of level for a few more years so he can learn some more. Because he was pushed up to world level long before he was ready for it, right? The way they built his career, the way he's been managed has all been wrong. Do you agree? A little bit? Obviously, he's had those bums before. They've just not done it.
They might. My headphones died, yeah.
So Dylan White returned with the victory. Do we care anymore?
Not really, no. But he did enough. It wasn't even televised. It wasn't even on telly.
Do you care, Spencer?
Yeah, I heard. Listen. Dylan White, maybe Dubois can fight Dylan White. I wouldn't mind seeing Wilder versus White.
Yeah, that'd be a good.
I think Wilder would knock him out. Well, it depends. I don't know about, I have to see what he looks like against Zhang because he didn't look very good last time. We'll see what happens. Yeah. So Morel is supposed to fight Andrade at 168.
Oh, dear.
I thought Andrade was going to drop to 160 again.
So did I.
That's not good.
Too big for him, the super middleweight.
I mean, he should have dropped to 160 and fought Lara.
Yeah.
That's kind of odd to me why he wouldn't do that. That's what he said.
But, he's older, so maybe cutting them 8 pounds is a lot on him.
Yeah, he did well for a couple of rounds, but then, he started getting chopped down.
Yeah. And it might happen again against Morel. Like, he's going to look good. Andre's not a bad fighter, so he's going to look good for the time that he's there. And then I think Morel is just going to start to take over.
Yeah.
Morel is a good Cuban. He's very solid.
Powerful up there at 168.
Yeah, a lot of talent there right now, knocking on Canelo's door, who wants 150 to 200 million to fight Benavidez.
Yeah.
I mean, he can get it if he gets that Saudi money.
Oh yeah. Everyone wants that Saudi money, don't they? They're queuing up.
So what did you guys think?
I'm not sure though. I don't know, man.
I get his logic why he would fight. He would fight his fellow Mexican next, right? That's good. That's a dangerous fight for him too. But if he wins that, then his swan song would be Benavidez. For that kind of money, he'd retire.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that going on. I mean, that's not a bad path to take.
But Benavidez, I don't think can. He's got to move.
I mean, I might have much rather seen him fight the other Charlo first instead of Munguia, but.
Well,
right.
You're right.
We'll move on.
Well, what do you think, Nathan? I have a question for you. Dalton Smith, he KO'd Zepeda. Do you think he could beat anybody at 140 for a title?
No, not currently. Zepeda's a good fighter. He's failed a few times to win anything. I just think it may be in another year's time once he's had another 3 or 4 fights at this level. So in a year and a half's time, I could see him fighting for a world title, but not now, not in his next fight.
Did you see him, Spencer?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen most of the fight. Yeah, he ain't ready for a champ. Not none of the guys there now, but he a couple, like Nathan said, a couple more fights against some decent competition like Zepeda was. He'll be ready for prime time in about a year and a half.
Well, the last thing here we have is that Campbell Hatton lost finally.
Yeah, but
I didn't see that one.
I didn't watch it. I saw the highlights. This was for an area level title. This is right. You've got British level, Commonwealth level, then you've got English level, then you've got area level, which is like your local district. Like the Philadelphia heavyweight.
Right. Like if we would have the Brooklyn All Stars or the Brooklyn whatever.
Who's that heavyweight from Philadelphia who was really good? Who fought a few years ago? Is it Jet begins with J? You know who I mean?
There's so many of them.
The Philadelphia guy.
I was just there.
Vegan. What was his name?
It wasn't Thompson, right?
No, somebody else. Fought Malik Scott a few times. He fought Klitschko years ago for the title.
It wasn't Tony Thompson?
It sounds like it's Tony Thompson.
Yeah, you know who I mean. He fought Lucas Ortiz. I can't remember.
Okay, wait a minute. Who you said who?
That's it. He fought Lucas Ortiz. You talking about Brian Jennings?
Brian Jennings.
Right.
Yeah. So that sort of belt, he won the Philadelphia heavyweight belt against that other guy from Philadelphia, the fat white guy. Joey DeWecco. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So basically, it was very close. It was a close fight, but the thing with Campbell Hatton, the way his career's been mapped out, he fought fighting guys who are 700-800 in the world in the boxer rankings. That's how he built up such a quick record. And some of those fights he should have lost like 4 or 5 fights ago.
He did lose a fight to Joe Joyce. He went the distance with Joyce.
No, we're talking about Campbell Hatton.
Oh,
He going back down to Campbell Hatton. He was just using that as a reference.
Oh, okay. Got it. Well, Joe Joyce did win his fight a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Yeah, it wasn't an impressive performance. I mean, he got the win, but it wasn't impressive, you know?
Right.
It wasn't impressive. Right, he's gone now. His headphones are gone, so we'll do one more.
Well, anyway, it was a good show.
I think there's a bit more. I've got one more thing. What do you think of Joe Joyce? Did you watch Joe Joyce's fight?
I did see him.
Were you impressed or not really?
I have to say that I don't think he's going to win a world title.
No, but he's still a top 20 fighter, isn't he? You know, European level guy.
He is, but I think at this point he's going to be a stepping stone. You know, any strong puncher will be able to take him out. I mean, Zhang is a brutal puncher, a heavy puncher, and there was a psychological thing there. But I think now that he's gotten KO'd twice, it's going to put some in his head. I don't know psychologically how he's reacting to that, and I don't know if he'll ever win a title with Joe Joyce. We went on to Joe Joyce.
Well, I don't think he will. What do you think, Spencer? Did you watch his fight against that? What was that?
Who? Joe Joyce's comeback victory?
Yeah.
Did I see that fight?
Well, it was up there. I think I put it up on main event. Yeah.
Cash Ali, he beat Cash Ali. That's it. Cash Ali.
Right. Yeah. He did. But I gotta say, you know, I don't see him improving. You know what I mean? I think his best moment was when he beat Parker.
Yeah.
I think that was his best moment. It was a very competitive fight. I mean, maybe Parker could get revenge on him. I don't know. But Cash Ali was nobody, really. But up until that point, his best win was Parker. And he pushed him around. But he now is taken 2 brutal knockouts. I mean, I don't know how that's going to affect him. If he fights Anthony Joshua will take him out. You know, any of those, Jared Anderson will take him out. The Ukrainian guy.
I mean, he could do 2 rematches. He could do Parker and he could do Dubois.
Right.
Dubois might want redemption. Both of them is going to want redemption.
You know what I think Joe Joyce should do? Target the winner of Pulev Char. That's a more realistic fight he'd win easily. Not easily. I'm not even sure he'd beat Pulev now. But
I think Joyce could beat Pulev, maybe.
Yeah, I think he could. Pulev is a better boxer, though.
Yeah. Pulev would definitely stay behind his jab against him.
Yeah, but Joyce will grind him down. Should be able to grind him down. He'll be able to take the jabs because obviously Pulev's not the most powerful guy, is he? But his jab is very effective. But Joyce should have enough to run him down, just about, you know. I think he should target the winner of that. That's the regular route is the route he should go. There's nobody else who's giving this man a title shot. Unless he becomes mandatory, you know.
All right, y'all, listen, it's about to be 11, so I'm about to wrap it up.
We're finished anyway. Okay, we'll end the stream there. Thanks for coming on, guys. Bye. See you next week.
Take care.
All right, man. Later, y'all.
Bye.